Every setback carries a seed of invention, but only those who reflect, refocus, and rebuild will rise. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on when and where you are watching from. You are welcome to Professionals Daily Devotion with Olasukomi Opeifa. And we continue with what you can see, pain to purpose, and we are looking at strategies for turning collapse into clarity. You see, there is no uh, body that has not experienced a form of fall, a form of loss or the other. I mean, somebody even said that it's either you're experiencing it currently, or you just came out of it, or you're about to enter. Okay, so we just know that we need to just learn that inside every adversity there is an advantage. So you want to look at the advantage. How do you take advantage? You need to be very intentional. Okay, to reflect, to refocus, and to rebuild perfectly. Their failure isn't final unless you make a culture out of it. Life and businesses, pain comes in different forms. Okay, it can be financial blow, it can be a failed launch, it can be a career hit, it can be a betrayal, it can even be a leadership decision that didn't age well with you. Whichever way, that but the one thing successful people do is that they come back in a special way. You see, comeback is not a myth, it is a model, it is something you intentionally do. And while I was doing reading, I mean, not really read about companies, especially in Nigeria, that have really hit the rock. We thought that once they hit the rock, you just don't see them again. But we have a number of them that actually hit the rock, almost hit the rock. And then there's this interesting story. Please, I want to also do a research further on this. I mean, I just stumbled on it just this morning. I was with one of the Nigerian companies, and I learned that Dangote Flour Mill actually in 2012 sold its brand to the Sunflower Mill, now sold it to Tiger Brands in 2012, and soon ran at a heavy loss immediately after that. And in 2016, Dangote said, "Give me my thing," bought it back from them. And I learned I bought it for $1 and then restructured the business. And 3 years after, sold it again to another company in Olam and then sold it at 120 billion naira. I mean, something bought for 1 naira or $1. Okay, but I want to find out whether it is really 1 naira or $1. Whichever way, it's still very funny, interesting. And then he had to, I mean, he collected it back like free anyway. He had to do that. I learned of UBA also that was fading away in 90s, and then later they merger with Standard Trust Bank, and then Tony Ilumedu reignited the relevance of the company. Today now they have over 20. They operate in about 20 countries. They operate in about 20 countries in Africa. Of course, I mean you can see it for yourself with UBA and Tony Ilumedu there. PZ also came back with so many things. But in 2022, the PZ, they were actually losing out. I mean, some of us used some of their product growing up, but at a point, probably you're never hearing about, you didn't hear anything about them again. But in 2022, I learned that they focused on Premier Soap, Morning Fresh, and Mama Dor. And then today, now, of course, these are the things you see in our store. I hope I'm not doing free advice for these guys. Nigerian breweries also did fantastically well with their Zag Energy Malt. Post COVID, I know to an extent I should also know too. They were actually running at a loss post COVID because a lot of things happened during the COVID era. It affected them, and then they doubled down on their Zag Energy Malt and then some other small packaging. And today now we are back to profitability. I can say we are back to profitability. Yes, I won an award, another multinational teacher of the year in 2018. So I can always be proud of the Nigerian beauty. So let's see, what did they do different? So it's not all about now the story. So I sat down and I put some of the two stories together and okay, let's look at it. What can we do differently in case we have it we are in this situation? I mean, individually, you don't need to wait to become Dangote, even as small as Supami, as small as you are in that corner. You might be experiencing something. What can you do? 5 things. I mean, there is no framework around here. Let's deal with it directly. Number one, return to core strength. When you have lost your way, go back to what made you great. There's something that will actually put you up there. So return. Almost all of them return to whatever they know will surely push them back in the market. So what is that thing? What is that skill that you have always been nursing? You can write very well, and suddenly stardom came, and then you are no longer writing, and you are doing so many things, and then you hit the rocket. You can always go back to your original story and start telling your story differently. And before you know it, people will know you and recognize you for who you are. And then you are back again. You don't give up. You just need to just go back to your base. Home advantage is very good. You see, PZ cousin learned to also start making soap and home care, and they settled it. Nigerian breweries went back to non-alcoholic drink and became strong from what I read. Okay, the lesson there is this: when everything shakes, make sure your foundation is still standing. And sure, your foundation will surely stand. Except for earthquake anyway. But see, when everything shakes up there, your foundation should still be standing. Number two, simplify to stabilize. Okay. Now you cannot scale on complexity anymore. Simplify to regain clarity. So as you are returning to your base now, so have a clarity now. Okay, what simple thing can I do? What one thing can I start with? I mean, your school is really experiencing something, and you are losing members, you are losing your students, and parents are look back into, okay, what can we do in a very simple way? Okay, are known for teaching students how to read. If you bring your child to us in 2 months, then employ more teachers in this particular area and then be known for that simple thing. Before you know it, you'll be able to gain traction with your math class too, and then you start growing again. It will take some time, okay, but you start growing again. Make it very simple. Leave all the complex things, the sport you are going for, the big things you've been doing before out there. Go back to the very simple, basic thing that a school should be known for. You're a teacher there, and then you discover that you are no longer getting that skill, that job. Just go back to what you were doing at a very simple level that you should be known for. Create a brand around that for yourself, and then you grow again from there. You're a businessman, and then you've done so many other ventures here and there, and you are losing out, guy. The best thing just to trim it very down, trim it fast. I mean, UBA did that. So many other companies, like Starbucks, actually closed about 35,000 shops in the night. Okay, one night, and today now I mean, they are in their hundreds of thousands shops everywhere. They went back to quality coffee, and then they hit it beautifully well. So you want to also simplify to gain stability. Now, three, now when you simplify, you now reinvent, don't repeat. So do something new. Okay. Let me read it straight from here. Glow didn't fight for high end dominance. It built affordable data packages, and then Glow came back to business. Nigerian Beauty created Zag. Okay, and UBA became the poster brand for African fintech innovation. Okay, so reinvent, do something new. Okay, what can I now do differently? Though you are not repeating how to teach mathematics again. Okay, how best can we teach it? You want to add entertainment to it. Okay, just create something new, a little bit new. Let people see that, okay, at this very small level that you are starting again now, you are doing something different. Okay, you don't want to repeat the same thing and expect a different result. The best way to honor your past is to redesign your future. The best way to honor your past is to redesign your future. Number four, there is set leadership state. You see, everything rises and falls on leadership. You need to shake that. Okay, if those who have been leading in your organization are not helping you well, please, you can tell them, excuse me, let's restart again. Tony Lumelu stepped in with bold vision for UBA. Dangote reversed his sale and led his flower business into profitability. Glow equally repositioned his brand messaging entirely. So the lesson is this: great comeback need brave visionaries, not managers, not architects anymore. Now you need to go and employ real leaders that can lead there. And finally, use the pain to rebuild culture. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to now quickly re-strategize and then rebuild your culture again. Redefine your vision. Tell them, okay, this is what we want to be known for, and let everybody buy into that. Pain exposes weak culture. So comeback culture demands that you build with purpose. Okay, when you want to have it now, you come back now then to build, and you build basically on purpose and direction. I believe you've learned one or two in this. To repeat quickly, return to your core strength, simplify to stabilize, reinvent, don't repeat, reset leadership seat, and finally use that pain to rebuild a fresh culture for yourself, for your organization, and anything you do. So let's quickly take our words of affirmation this morning. Okay, our reflections. You can ask yourself this question: where do I need to return to my core skill? Okay, where do I need to actually? Where is that core skill? Core, my core. Where is it? What can I strip down to simplify my work and vision? There are a lot of things you want to just knock off your life to have focus. And I think this is personally talking to me now. Yeah, not that I'm in any loss currently, but I think I actually have to stream down a few things. I mean, let me know if you're on that with me. Okay, this holiday, right? Let's do that. Now, am I managing my past, or am I defining my future? Ask yourself, am I still not seeing that past today, or you want to design your future? So let's take our words of affirmation today as we close. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to get Grace Amokaye tomorrow, and we have a gist. I said somebody should remind me. I would look for her. All right. I am not rebuilding from scratch. I am rebuilding with wisdom. My comeback will be my most strategic chapter. You are not just rebuilding from scratch, but you are rebuilding with wisdom. Your comeback will be your most strategic chapter. Thank you very much for watching this morning.